Okay, guys, how you doing? Today you're with me. You're with Jeff. And what are we going to talk about? Well, I was having this little bit of an argument on Twitter. Apparently, it's Uncle Hig that Ray's a Mary Sue. Yes, I wholeheartedly, emphatically agree with that statement that Ray is a straight-up Mary Sue. Ray from Star Wars is a straight-up Mary Sue. Abso-frackin-lutely she is. And you know what? With very, very simple little fixes. She wouldn't have been. She'd have been a very bright, intuitive, force-sensitive girl, but she wouldn't have been the best at everything. I'll give you all a perfect example when we get there. But first, things that do not bug me about Ray. Ray being able to use her quarterstaff with very good proficiency. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. You either learn how to defend yourself on a place like Jakku, or you get owned, or you die. So that does not bother me that she's good with a quarterstaff. Zero problem. Also a zero problem, the fact that she's a very, very, very good scavenger and self-taught mechanic. When you sit there for years learning how to strip Star Destroyers down for parts, you tend to learn how to put them back together again so you can sell them for something worthwhile. So again, her being a really good mechanic and scavenger, no problems. Her being a pilot. Now, this is something that was not in the movie, but should have been, but was in the books. You see, in the book, Ray had salvaged a Y-Wing simulator. Full equipment, all the buttons, all the switches, everything that you would find in a Y-Wing. And she basically learned through years of, trial and error and teaching herself, she learned how to fly. I mean, now, could, flying over and over in a simulator eventually teach you how to fly a plane? Yeah, I mean, you'll know how to do the basics. You know how to fly and deal with certain situations, but you're not going to be an expert pilot, but you'll be, I would say, a competent pilot. Absolutely. So, if that had been in a movie and then Ray turning on the Falcon and flying, I have no problem with her flying the Falcon. Piloting skills kind of transfer over, but knowing how to fly the Falcon expertly like a Han Solo or Chewbacca, okay, that's where I'm going to throw the BS flag. That's what I'm going to call bullshit. You see, this is what I was trying to explain, and I'm actually going to put it in the Twitter thread that I was talking to these couple of guys, and explain certain things, because tweets have a certain limit, and it's really fucking annoying when trying to explain. Look, I'll give you the entire Falcon chase scene. When Ray and Finn are running, trying to find a ship, Ray knows she can fly. She's like, look, I'm trying to find an escape vector. I'm trying to find something that we can fly and get the hell out of here on. And then eventually it's the Falcon. It's like, okay, we'll fly the piece of crap. She gets in. Instead of being able to expertly start that thing up first time and get her in the sky and take off, have Ray struggle how to, turn on the Millennium Falcon. Have her, start struggling like, come on, turn on. And Finn goes, do you know how to turn this thing on or not? It's like, look, I know how to fly a Y-Wing, not a YT-1300. I'm going through what I read in a book here. If you got a better idea, I'd love to see it. And then, she gets back on. She finally gets the Falcon started. Finally, turn on! And the Falcon kicks on. She's like, okay, hang on, we're out of here. And then she guns it and takes off. And then she'd be screaming, whoa! Barely hanging off her dear life to the controls as the Falcon roars into the sky faster than... And Finn should be like, what the hell are you doing? She's like, I don't know. This ship shouldn't be doing this. She finally, brings the Falcon back under some semblance of control. And Finn's like, do you know how to fly this thing? Like, again, this is not a Y-Wing, and I've read about the flight characteristics of, this style of freighter, but this thing's been completely changed. I don't know what this thing can do. Stuff like that. Have her struggle. Like I said in the Twitter thread, it should be like her being a horseback rider, knows how to ride a horse. But then she's thrown on a bucking bronco, and she's holding on for dear life, trying to figure out how to get this thing to do what she wants. That's the situation she should have been in flying the Falcon for the first time. She should have been scraping dirt, scraping parts, barely knowing how anything on this ship works. I mean, she should have, eventually, she flies enough, to evade shots from the TIE Fighter, but she still should be taking hits. I mean, she should be struggling to fly the Falcon in any semblance of an escape. That's why it's like, okay. Okay, so to marshal my thoughts here. The chase scene, With those kind of subtle changes where she's struggling, would have been fine. Now that last shot where she goes into the stall, gives Finn the perfect shot, and then flies away, that should have been a force intuition. That'd have been a great force trait to give Rey. She is very force intuitive. That's how she learns how to do things so quickly. But she should have been flying around like, what do I do? What do I do? The gun's jammed, and then it suddenly hits her. Like her eyes go wide. She's like, I know what to do. Finn, hold on. When I tell you to shoot, shoot. Like, what are you gonna? Finn, come back. What are you gonna do? Just trust me. I think I know what I'm doing. You think you know what you're doing? Just trust me. Something like that. And she goes up in the sky, pulls the stall, tells Finn to shoot. And then when she goes, oh god, hang on. And then gains just enough speed and then pulls out barreling and just has that. It worked. Oh, thank you, it worked. Oh, good, it worked. Something like that. Have her struggle, but do something amazing, but barely pull it off. That would have been much more thrilling and have been much more believable. Yes, she can fly, but doesn't mean she knows how to perfectly fly the Falcon. That's the problem with Rey. She knows how to do it, and she does it at an expert level without even thinking about it. That's the problem with Rey. Or here's another situation where Rey says, I bypassed the bypass, and Han Solo's going, what the fuck did you just do to my ship? No. Here's how you fix that. When they first get on the Falcon and Han's getting ready to punch it, and you're like, why isn't it going? And then he looks up, and Rey's about to say, and they say, the compressor! And they both say it at the same time, and Han goes, how did you know that? Oh, well, hits the compressor and takes off. And then, they do a quick short jump just to get away from them, and it's like, okay, there's certain things wrong with this ship, and we need to start fixing. Chewie, get in the back and start fixing this thing. Take him with you for some brawn. And, Han starts assessing his ship, going, what did they do to my ship? Also, another thing that would change for the story, don't make it where Han lost this thing for years. Make it where, he, and being estranged from Leia. We'll dive into that later. That'll be a whole nother video for a whole nother segment. But, Han's assessing the ship. He's trying to, and Rey wants to help. She's like, I can help him. I just don't know what to do. I mean, I barely know this ship. And he's like, okay. And Han, just gibbers like, okay, we gotta get press. We gotta do this. We gotta do this, and this to get this ship back in working order. And Rey goes, wait a minute, I know how to do that. And, she runs in the back, grabs some tools, comes back, and just starts monkeying with the ship. And Han goes, like, what are you doing? Like, you told me what I need to do. I know how to do this. Just let me do this. And, she, about 30 seconds later, she's like, ha-ha, got it. Like, I did what you wanted me to do. And Han goes, well, damn, kid, you actually did. Nice job. That would have been believable. She's a prodigy at taking stuff back together again. She just needed to be, told, hey, this is what I need done as the captain to, the mechanic. And the mechanic goes, okay, fixed it. That would have been so believable. And it would have reinforced the fact that she's a freaking prodigy at taking stuff together and putting it back together again. You see, this is the kind of stuff that builds character. And then when Han gives her the blaster, it's like, hey, you know how to use one of the things? Well, I'll take it apart, blasters, and put back together so I know generally how they work. I've never really shot one. I'll try hitting that. And then, again, she gains force intuition like that. And she goes, and Han goes, how did you do that? Like, the first time you shot, right? It's like, how'd you do that? I don't know. I just kind of felt to shoot like that, and it worked. And then Han goes, really? Okay. And, Han starts to get that thing. And how you bring in Maz. The Falcon's damaged. Maz is the closest safe port that he knows where he can get parts instead of, just running like this. Again, that's another video of how to fix Han Solo in The Force Awakens. But, they get the Maz, they do all that stuff. Now, the mind trick. Where, her being able to resist Kylo Ren, again, Force trait, she actually knows how to use the Force, and she just, just through sheer intuition and mental grit, pushes back on Kylo Ren. That's totally fine. Again, no problem with that. That's just her raw force ability showing. Her ability to, her raw aptitude with it. But she doesn't know what she's doing. She just does it out of just pure reflex. Again, no problem. And then he leaves, and then when she tries to do the force trick, it's like, I kind of felt what he was doing to me. Let me try this. And, she does it on the trooper. The trooper basically tells her to go screw herself. Well, she, amps up, dials it to 11. She has no other way. And when she's, again, mind tricking the trooper, have him stumbling, holding his head like, I'll do what you want. She have her practically give him an aneurysm, like practically make his brain explode. And she goes, yeah, I might want to learn how to do that a little bit better before I try that again. Stuff like that. That builds character. And then in the fight with Kylo Ren, where she pulls the lightsaber to her, instead of catching it and just like turning it on, have her go, she catches it and goes, ow! She slaps it into her hand so hard because she has no fucking control. It's 0 or 1,000. And she has no control in between. It's kind of like the Gohan situation in Dragon Ball Z, and I brought this before in videos, but have her have no control over the Force. She either does it 1,000 miles an hour or she doesn't do it at all. And tying into that, have her when she's fighting Kylo Ren, she's barely holding on to the, she's barely getting the blade up the block. Have her have some fright in her face, like, oh my god, what do I do? I can barely fight this guy. I don't know what to do. And have her when, they're in that Force clench, she's like that. Have her arm shaking, like, she is barely holding on against Kylo Ren. I know it's cliche, but over dramatize it a bit. Show her that, she's barely holding on against Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren, he's snarling and pressing the advantage, and then, she remembers, oh wait, the Force. Maybe I'll try that. She closes her eyes, and then suddenly you just get a completely different look. Like her eyes glass over, and all of a sudden she goes full berserker. Flip the script. Like, instead of her barely holding on to her lightsaber, her strikes aren't, controlled and precise. They're wild and they're powerful. She's basically swinging for the fences like a baseball bat. And Kylo Ren's going, oh, what the geez. And, he has to grab with both hands, and he's barely, suddenly using the front, like, what the hell is this? And, instead of, breaking his lightsaber, she knocks it clear out of his hand and, like, almost shears it, when she damages the lightsaber, she knocks it out of his hand and, shears off the top of it. And when she hits him, she, like, knocks him back 5 feet while messing up his face. I mean, she puts, like, a force blow behind it and just does it by instinct. Totally instinctual. And then when the moment's over, she kind of comes to a stop, the Force lever, and then she starts panting like, she just sprinted a mile, dead sprint. Suddenly she's pouring sweat, and she's going, what the hell was that? What did I just do? That would have built character. It would have been flaws. It would have been showing her, while she's good at certain things, she has no clue what she's doing with other things. This is how you build character. It wouldn't have mattered so much that she beat Kylo Ren in the first movie if it was a freaking fluke. That, she got lucky and unlocked that at the, again, cliched as all hell. Same thing with the Falcon. Totally cliched, but you know what? Sometimes cliches aren't bad things. She still would have done it, but it would have been A, a hell of a lot more relatable, and B, a hell of a lot more believable. Those are the kind of things, if they'd have done with Rey, she'd have been an interesting character. Those are the kind of things that I have said. Build character. That's what JJ needed to do with the character of Rey. It's okay for her to be really good at a few things. I would expect her to, being on Jakku in a situation like that. But being good at everything, that's something completely different. But anyways, guys, I rambled on for 15 minutes. I tackled a large portion of my problem with her character. The problem was not her doing it, was how well she did it. That's the problem. Anyways, I'm the Wolf. That's my thoughts on this, and people I was kind of arguing and debating with on Twitter. Just wanted to do this because it's just faster and easier to get all my thoughts out there instead of having to do this over about 50 freaking tweets that maybe give me 150 words. But anyways, that's it for today. I'll catch y'all later.